warm welcome to Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Nadine and I'm coming to you from northern New South Wales in Australia, and I am originally from Montreal, Canada. I'm recording a bit late in the day, and the sun is setting over here, so hopefully the lighting is going to be okay. This is a knitting podcast, and today I have a few things to chat about, including a finished object, which is a pair of socks. They're so cute. My new whip, which is a t-shirt, and just an idea of another pair of socks to make that I have yarn for. I also wanted to chat about a little injury that I got while I was knitting, and I wanted to know if you guys can relate. And one more thing is I forgot to mention, when I was in Canada for Christmas, I bought a pair of shoes for winter, and I wanted to share those too because they're woolly. Okay, so my finished object is a pair of socks, as I mentioned, and I really wanted to have a pair of Toadstool socks, and I did look on Ravelry and I saw some really, really cute ones, which I probably would like to make in the future. But what I had in mind was I had bought this yarn from Say Little Hen, which is a yarn store up in Noosa in Queensland, and they're pretty much a plastic-free yarn store, and they had this sock yarn called Onion, which is made in Italy, and it is a sock yarn that's 70% superwash wool, but apparently superwashed in a non-plastic way, and 30% nettle fiber. So I was really, really curious and wanted to try it out to see how good the nettle was instead of nylon. So I bought 3 balls, they're 50-gram balls, and I bought in a dark gray-brown, a red, and white, and I just love those colors all together, and I really wanted to make a stripy pair of socks. So here they are stripy, and they also have little toadstools. So I've blocked them, and yeah, they're super cute. I've tried them on. They fit really well. I'll put a little video of me wearing them at the end. Yeah, what can I say? I'm so happy with them. It's just a vanilla recipe. I think I cast it on with 12 on each needle, using that cast on where, it creates, there's no, you can't see the cast on. It looks like it's just continuous. So 12 on each needle, and I increased kind of in a round way till I got to 64 stitches total, so 32 on each, and then I striped 4 rows of each color till I got to the heel, and then I did a short row heel, the shadow wrap heel, and then just continued with my stripes until I got to the top, and there I did not do jogless. I did not do jogless stripes. I also knit these in continental, so my second time using continental knitting, so I was, I don't know if I would have been able to do that better if I was knitting in the way that I normally knit, which is English style, but anyways, they're jogs, I don't really care. But yeah, I just did these little toadstools at the top within the stripe, and I'm super happy how they came out. I did speak last time of, I'll consider putting maybe some little French knots into the toadstools. I may or may not do it because I imagine it would be quite time consuming, and I'd probably rather be knitting than doing some hand sewing. But anyways, I may do it. Let me know what you think. Do you think they'll be cuter with maybe 3 little French knots on each one? Probably. They probably would be a lot cuter. But anyways, here they are. They fit great. I used a 2.5 millimeter needle, and I don't have shorties in that size, so I had to use the magic loop, and I got no laddering, which was interesting considering I did continental, which is pretty new to me, so I'm pretty impressed about that. And yeah, I'm really considering buying some shorties in 2.5. I have them in 2.75, and the last pair of socks I used them for, and I did continental, and for me the shorties and continental match made in heaven, perfect. when I tried to use the shorties with English style, I did not like it. So yeah, now that I went back to doing magic loop with the Continental, I did not enjoy it as much. Yeah, it was just a bit tiresome. So I think I'm gonna get myself a pair of shorties in the 2.5. I'm a convert. So yeah, there they are. I did try to make sure, because I saw that I had jogging in my stripes. So I made sure when I did the heel that I had the two jogs facing the same way so they can kind of be inside my foot, if you know what I mean. Okay, if you watched last week and maybe the week before, you'll know that I've been really wanting to make the Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter, Boyland Knitworks. And I had bought this beautiful, oh my gosh, dyed in the wool from Spincycle. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was selling their leftovers. So I was very, very fortunate. I paid, I think if I would have bought this, you know, from a shop, it would be over $50. And I think I paid maybe $15. So I was very, very, very lucky. And I also have some leftover Holst Coast in this navy blue color, which is half wool and half cotton. So yeah, like I've said, in Australia, it's not very, well, where I live at least, and for me personally, I don't find wearing a t-shirt knit in wool is very practical. So I really wanted to make this, and it is a t-shirt. I could make it into a sweater with long sleeves, but I love the look of the t-shirt. So I have a compromise where I use this yarn, which is half wool and half cotton. And it's also very fine. I think it's even finer than fingering. And I saw some people on Ravelry, if you know when you do a search for the yarn, some people held it double, and then one lady said that she had held it single and she liked the fabric. So I said, okay, I'll hold it single, I'll try that too. And here it is. You can't really see much, but there. So a modification that I made, I don't know if you can see. So this pattern, last week I was saying it has lace along the neckline and also on the sleeves. And I just had to look through all of the projects. I wasn't sure if I loved it. So I decided in the end, oh, and some viewers last week, thank you very much. Two had mentioned another YouTube video called Tash Mostly Knits, and they gave me an episode number where she talked about the Alpine Bloom. I think it was episode 46. So thank you very much. I did go and check it out. It was a lovely podcast, and her Alpine Bloom is very pretty. And she also didn't do the lace, and I think she did a twisted rib on the neck, but I just decided to go for regular rib. I think the reason I did was because this is half cotton. I knew it wouldn't be very stretchy. So I feel like twisted rib is maybe not as stretchy as regular rib. So I decided to do 1 by 1. And then I really like on Caitlin's pattern, there's like, I don't know if you can see, there's a row of just slip stitches that makes these little holes. So I did incorporate that into the pattern under. I used the same stitch count, so it would work out fine, and I didn't have to worry about that. The neckline does look a little bit big. I knit the 3rd size. I think that often I knit in a size too small for me, so I've been kind of trying to be more mindful of that and go up. So I knit the 3rd size, and I guess maybe I'm a little bit of a loose knitter, so hopefully this is gonna be okay. It is meant to have a little bit of positive ease and just be a little bit of a larger fit, so fingers crossed it's gonna work. So this Spincycle, so the lady I bought it from, she sent it like this. She had already wound it. So 1 whole ball, 1 used ball, and then 2 little orange scrappy ones. So I guess she had been doing a little bit of color management, and that's exactly what I'm doing as well. So when I started, so the pattern starts with like a little tiny flower, I guess, and then it's got some leaves, and then at the bottom it's got a big flower. So just based on like looking at my colors, I knew I wanted this orange to be in the flower. So I ended up starting with this ball that had kind of a little bit of like a pinky beige, and I knit quite a lot in that, and then I swapped over to this ball, and when the colors look like they kind of lined up, and then so now I'm at this ball, and it's going to go through a series of blues, a little bit of brown, a little bit of brown and red, and then to orange. So hopefully by the time I get to the flower, I'll be at the orange, and if not, luckily I have these two little orange guys that can hopefully carry me through to the flower. There goes my vinyl cord. Yeah, I'm losing my voice a little bit. That's weird. So that's how it's going. It's really fun. Oh yes, now that I'm a continental knitter, I decided to try holding for color work the contrast color in my left hand and the main color in my right hand. And I was a bit intimidated at first. I thought, gosh, that looks really tricky, but it's actually really easy and quite fast because you're not dropping and picking up yarn. And I am still, however, making sure that my floats are really loose. So yeah, if you watch my past podcast, I talked about how I don't knit my color work tight. I knit it kind of opposite. I knit it loose so that it still maintains some of the stretch. So even though I was still stopping and tugging my yarn a little bit, it was still much faster using the two hands. So I would highly recommend trying that. Even if you're just an English knitter and you're doing color work, try to hold, the contrast color in your other hand just to see if you like it, and I guarantee you it's gonna be faster. Okay, so socks. So like I said, when I was in Canada, I went to Michael's and I bought the famous Patons Kroy. So I knit, last week I showed the socks that I knit for myself, and now I'm gonna make a pair for my husband. This one is actually called Kroy Socks FX. So yeah, these are the two balls that I got, and they are different lots, and not only are they different lots, it actually has the year on here, and they are completely different years. 2023 and, same year, different month. 2023 December, 2023 July, and they are actually very different. So my initial plan was to make really big long socks for my husband, and I thought it would take two balls, but in the end I feel like one will be enough to make him a pair of socks, so I can make two here. And and then I thought, when I realized that they were so different in line, my mom actually noticed. I ran back to see, and they didn't have the same lot and date in this colorway. So I just randomly grabbed two that I thought were nice, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll use this one for the toes, heels, and cuffs, and this one for the rest of the sock, but I don't know if that's gonna look nice. I think it might look a little bit weird. So I do have some leftover of this gray brown from these socks here. So I think I'm going to use that for toes, heels, and cuffs. And I think it'll look really nice with this colorway. It's got like forest green, kind of like brown, and a little bit of kind of orangey colors, a little bit of red. And yeah, I just think that'll look really pretty together. So that's gonna be some socks for my husband. Okay. I'm curious to know, it's not so much an occurrence that happens when I knit on larger needles, but when I knit with sock needles, I'm curious to know, has anyone ever punctured their thumb with a knitting needle? I have. And then once you do it once, it seems to always happen again. So like, yeah, I don't know if you can see that black line there. That's from recurring punctures that I've had in my thumb. I guess from when I'm knitting, and then, when you push your stitches onto your, you gather your stitches up. So I guess I often put my thumb there and to use the pressure to hold the needle while I push the stitches on. And let me tell you, son of a gun, does that hurt? I'm just curious, has anyone ever suffered any knitting injuries? If you have, let me know in the comments. Could be like sore wrists or fingers. Luckily, touch wood, I haven't had any of those, but yeah, I've punctured myself many a time. I do have a bit of a callus here, which has developed, but I guess especially those bamboo needles that I got, they're from Chaogu. Do I have them in here? They seem extra pointy. I guess they're like a lace tip. And, oh, I can't find them. Oh, yes, here they are. They are very, very sharp. Yeah, and ouch. Okay, I did want to share with you the shoes that I got while I was in Canada. And I feel like maybe they're slippers. Last time I visited my mom 2 years ago, I really wanted to buy some, and I think they're called glare-ups, and they're like a felted slipper. But I really want them to wear not in the house, but to wear outside in winter. So basically, if you're new to my channel, you don't know, my job is I make ice cream and coconut yogurt, and a few different things like that. And so I mostly wear those kitchen Crocs. They're like the black Crocs that are like a solid toe, and I live in them, and they are so easy to put on. And then when I'm not going to work, I often wear my duck feet. I basically have 2 pairs of shoes. My Crocs for work and my duck feet. My duck feet, they're called the Malls. They're like kind of like a Mary Jane style shoe, and I love them so much. They're nice and wide in the toe, and they look super cute with knitted socks. Oh my gosh, they're gonna look so cute with these. But yeah, it's just an extra step to sit down and do the buckle up. And sometimes when I'm in a rush, I just really sometimes I'll just chuck my Crocs on, and they don't really look very nice with a dress or whatever. So I was very keen to get a clog style shoe. Lo and behold, at the store, I think it was called Sole to Sole. So like a pun on soul and your soul, so Sole to Sole. And here they are. They are called Haflinger, and they are 100% pure wool with like a cork and rubber base. So they also had these in slippers, so that just had like I forget what was on the bottom, maybe just some kind of grip, but these are like more for wearing outside, and I just love them so much. They were on sale. I was very, very excited, and yeah, here they are. They're also gonna look very adorable with some knitted socks. Yeah, so I just wanted to share those. Yeah, they're felted wool. They've got this beautiful stitching across here, and yeah, I haven't really worn them yet because as soon as we left Canada, we came into summer, and I'm definitely not gonna be wearing wool clogs in summer, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get so much use out of these in wintertime, and I will let you know how they go as a shoe, because I'm pretty sure they're meant to be a shoe with this, not just more hard-wearing slipper. But anyways, okay, the last thing I did forget to mention in my intro is I wanted to share what I'm reading. I have read lots of books since I last talked about reading. In my older podcast, I used to talk a lot about what I was reading, but yeah, it's been a while. And I did read kind of not trashy, but more like easier to read books for a little while. And then I picked up this book at the secondhand store called All the Light We Cannot See. And oh my goodness, it's just so beautifully written. I really, really, really loved it. I did do English literature in university, a degree I do nothing with, but it is so beautiful. It's obviously also sad and going to be very sad, I'm sure, because it's hopping back and forth between 2 characters, a 6-year-old girl and I think an 8-year-old boy. And at the beginning of the book, they're older, and it takes place during the war, and the boy is German and the girl is French, and she's also blind. That's not really a spoiler, that's all right in the beginning. And yeah, it's just kind of very like micro chapters. Like each chapter can be 2 to like maybe maximum 6 pages, and it goes back and forth between her story and his story, and just the writing is so beautiful. The author is called Anthony Doerr, and the winner of the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 2015, so I guess I'm really 10 years behind on this book, but I highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, I love going to secondhand stores and finding gems, so definitely this is one, and I would highly recommend it. I'm only this far in, but it's very beautiful. That is all I have to talk about for today, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your likes and your subscribing to my channel, some comments below. Yeah, I'd like to know where you're watching from, if you're from a different country than me, than Australia, or yeah, not Canada, but somewhere else, or even if you are from Australia or Canada, I'd love to see. According to my analytics, most of my viewers are in America and not many are in Australia, which is very interesting. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope that you've had the opportunity to make something beautiful with your hands this week, and I really look forward to talking to you again next week. Take care. Bye.